Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, back with you once again this Thursday evening. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you? How are you? And hopefully you're having a great Thursday and all that good stuff. And I will be doing a preview of AEW's Revolution. Hopefully, this weekend I'm going to do a preview and a review of it. So hopefully you will be enticed there. All that good stuff. Anyway, let's continue on the show. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, tell all your friends, share it around because this is a really good show here. Because right now we're going to be talking about Sony to lay off 900 workers from their PlayStation Division service. And that's not all because there's a lot more stuff coming out here because 8% of its unit workforce. Sony Interactive Entertainment on Tuesday said it will lay off around 900 employees in its PlayStation unit. Wow, this is a huge thing because many of the companies, people I think, including, I think, let's see, I believe let's see if I can find where the cuts are because I think Insomniac has taken some cuts here, which it just goes to show you that you can have the biggest game out there, and you're like, oh, I'm irreplaceable. Nuh-uh, not so fast, my friend. You are replaceable. And that's one thing people need to realize about every all these other stuff here. Um, is that you are not um I always believe this, and you are not like, oh, you're not oh, you're like, oh, we're good. No, 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 no. You are replaceable. And let me just see here. Um and it looks like people will talk about let's see. Yeah, yeah, it's not that one. Let's see. Forbes here. Let me see if I can get some stuff here. All right. Oh, just exit here. From Forbes here. I think he talks about how the Microsoft laid off last month over 1,900. I think that's one of the main problems of these games and such. The one of the main issues. Um, one of the main issues um of these big bloated video games is that they're so you have to hit all these points. I do remember once upon a time um, when the Tomb Raider games were not, they sold millions of copies, and yet they were still failures. Um, you sell like 2 or 3 million copies to a game and still register as a failure. That means you have a problem, and it seems like it's still bleeding into um, in these other corners. It's bleeding into it's bleeding into this stuff here. It's bleeding into in these layoffs and bleeding. It's the same type of thing. You have to have these go big, go home, and plus the pandemic has delayed these games. And you sit there, you have to wonder. You have to sit back and wonder, everyone, what is what's going to be the whole return on investment of this stuff? Like, why are they making all these new games and making all this money? You're doing everything just to try to, you know, you're trying to build all this stuff up. This is to me, I always think it's a problem with these huge titles is that they're not actually going to um you're not going to really build up, there's no middle ground. It's either big Hollywood smash or you're done. Same thing's happening to Hollywood right now. When you look at some of these films, I mean, you look at these box office, it's the same thing Hollywood and video games are like intertwined with this. There is no real mid-market games, there's no mid-market movies because you don't really make money by doing all this there's no you have to make 3, 4, or 5 times your budget. And when your budget is around like a million or like over like 500 million or 600 million, you get stuff like, Mission Impossible got over $700 million and it's still considered did it make money or not? What is going on? What is, you know, what is going on in your in this situation? You have this problem. And when you have this huge, massive problem, and this is going to continue to be a problem and continue to have these issues and these issues and it will continue to climb these issues because right now it gets worse because when you see what's going on with EA, let me just like for example, EA is laying off 600 and 700 workers, sunsetting games, and moving away from future licensed IP. Right here, this is from yesterday. They are canceling. In fact, not only that, they canceled a Respawn Star Wars first-person shooter, which looked like to be so. This could have been really good. Um, and then you have the note of Andrew Wilson in this article saying this, and they're saying they're moving away from development of future licensed IP. And you have like the Star Wars and Marvel games in development, and then the third Jedi game and Black Panther and Iron Man, all these things. And now look at the Star Wars franchise. It is the Star Wars franchise, and EA bungled this by themselves. Because again, the two Battlefronts games, one was mid, and another one got so terrible that it actually got the United States government to actually start investigating the whole loot boxes. Actually investigating loot boxes. It actually got the United States government and some of the government officials to actually do something. They got the feds that actually saying we're going to look into this. And you know how bad, I guarantee that call from Disney, probably Bob Iger had to call them and say this ain't working, and they had to 86 that deal because of that. And now they're going to do his. They're doing now. They're getting rid of all this Respawn, which is a shame because it's because again I haven't played the next one. I do really do like the first Outcast Jedi and everything. Hmm. You know. That's sort of that's my thing, and that's my worst, the worst case scenario and such. Because again, look, when you see this Kotaku article here, is when you see the first person shooter was been canceled as the publisher pulls back. It's they say right here the harder way to work from a project, and this is not reflective of the talent and the tenacity or the passion you have for the game. Give the fans next installment of kind of franchises that once is the direction of blockbuster storytelling right here. Blockbuster. Mm. I mean, they want these things to be the huge, again, blockbuster storytelling, trying to, the box off all that stuff. And now it looks like it's just this is the problem of these huge these mega corporations gambling the whole house and not only losing the house, they're just like they're basically doing all the stuff. I mean, now they're going to mobile stuff and MOD tap sports. They're trying to at least get they're trying to get their money back in these such. And they're gonna continue to this stuff. And again, look at this. I mean, they have the cuts, the mass layoffs of studios. The cuts have roughly 10,000 developers in 2023 and a process 8,000. It's gonna get worse. It is going to get worse because there's going to be a lot more stuff shutting down. In fact, um, you got it's so bad at this point. You look at Toys for Bob. Um, they're going to right now. It got to the point that they're going after all the Microsoft. There is some good news that Activision Studio Toys for Bob is going independent and such over here. This article here, this was today. The spinoff as an independent developer because of the sweeping layoffs has affected 86 employees. They had the choice to go to indie allowed to return to being a small, nimble studio. They were going to start. They're trying to get smaller and trying to police things and they're not going for the big stuff. And it's a shame because they did really good stuff with Spiral and Crash. And it's a shame that Crash they did not sell because again the graphics and everything else and the gameplay, I enjoy it. It's a hard game and it's frustrating. But I loved it. and I still love it. And the problem is that the one thing is that people didn't go out and buy it, and it's a shame because there was a lot of good stuff there, and it just and that to me is the main issue of this. It's one of the saddest stuff here, you know, and you see what's happening, and it's getting to that point, and now they're going to go back to that. They're getting smaller and smaller, and once you have, and this stuff here is going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to get worse before it gets better because once you have this industry continue 10,000 developers, 8,000, I think it's going to get over. I think by the end of this year, I truly believe that 10,000, it's going to get to 20,000 developers will be fired by the end of this year, if not more. And the reason why, because these corporations try to want to get all the money in these big mega blockbusters, and that's rare. That's super rare. I mean, not everything is going to be like Mario or Legend of Zelda or Call of Duty or, you know, insert thing here, a big mega franchise, Fortnite or whatever. Hell, people in Epic Games have lost a bit of luster too. Lost to people, they're losing their jobs as well. So this is the beginning of the. It's going to get a lot harder to make these games, and I think hopefully looking back and see Sony and they're trying to calm down and such with the PS4, PS5. I think that's going to. They're looking toward a new system, Xbox Series X, which some of their games going multi-platform. I think they're still going to be there, but I think the Xbox One really the whole Xbox One fiasco hurt them immensely, but they rebound with the Xbox um, Series X. But it's going to take a while to get people back on top with that. And meanwhile, Nintendo, which is going through some stuff, I mean, the Yuzu lawsuit and everything, but I think they're in the best position because they still have games coming out. They still have stuff. And by the way, um, you know, let's see. I'm just gonna ask a question of this. Let's see. Let's see. What is the biggest game on the Nintendo Switch? The largest game size. I'm looking at this something right here. I want to see something because you see, right here. I mean, not just big stuff, but listen, the Tears of the Kingdom, which I'm going to be playing. I will be live streaming that soon after I finish Gotham Knights. 16 gigabytes. People say 16 gigabytes is big. Oh my lord. 16 gigabytes is big. It's hefty. That ain't hefty. In today's games, that is like that's kid size. 16 gigabytes is kid size. And I'm looking at this 16, 17, 18, 18.3, 18.4, 19 gigabytes. Now you're getting, it's not even getting close. 19, 20 gigabytes. That's just DC 20 gigabytes. Wolfenstein, Youngblood is 20 gigabytes. Again, small. Doom, 26 small. GTA trilogy, small compared to that. I'm gonna see. Let's see if anything gets to 30 or something. Apex Legends, LA Noir, 27. Doom. Finally, we got 32 gigs. Woo! Finally, that's a little bit like a small. It's just medium. We got them small to medium. We're at medium right now. Medium of stuff here. 5, Mortal Kombat 11 with all this stuff here. 3.32, and then Witcher 39. Let's see, we're getting bigger. Holy crap, 55 gigabytes. Oh my goodness. NBA 2K, they actually got over 50. Yeah, that's medium. That's a medium here. And the Kobe edition is right pushing up there. 60 gigabytes. Wow. 60 big 61 gigabytes, man. Meanwhile, the average stuff here, I'm just gonna see this. Let's see. If I can find it, I gotta find it. Let me find this. Let me see. Okay, let me look at this. Uh, Let me just see here. Okay. Meanwhile, let's look at some of the Xbox. Let's see. Here it is. The big Xbox game. Let's see. All right, let me say this then. The Xbox games. Witcher. This is number 10. 40 gigabytes. Valhalla, 45. Sea of Thieves, 47. FIFA, 50. Gears, 64. Destiny Beyond 2 Beyond Light, 65. Cyberpunk 2077, 70 gigabytes. Dirt, 72 gigabytes. NBA 2K21, 121 gigabytes. And Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, 190 gigabytes. Sweet Christmas, man. And I was like, people say, and it's not just the bigger games, but all the stuff that comes in the development time, all the money and market, everything to do all these big, huge games, these huge, massive, big old, massive games, all the developers, all the time, and everything else. You look at it and you see, and they're trying so hard to get to that brass like that, the huge, big payday, and more often than not, unless you are Call of Duty or NBA 2K, you don't get to that short. Sure, Cyberpunk 2077 can get there because of hype and paying everything else, which I still haven't played Cyberpunk yet. I will probably do it, maybe after, maybe even live stream it if y'all want me to. But yeah, it is a thing that I am just it's frustrating to me. It is frustrating because I am sick of these. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these huge companies. These big companies have taken these games and everything else like Hollywood. There's no there is, and I keep saying this. I will keep saying this until I collapse, ladies and gentlemen, until I fall and I'm getting just I am not. I'm exhausted, ladies and gentlemen. I am exhausted because these games, people should be. They are the problem, ladies and gentlemen. The real issue of this, the issue of um of these games, and issues of all these situations. The main issue of these games is and they still is that they're too bloated, they're too big, and they are too big to fail, and they are failing. And I don't think they're gonna get a bailout, but you never know. You never know. You never know with these games. You never know with Hollywood or anything else. They might get a bailout. Gamers might be a bailout because the jobs or whatever. But that's what we are right now. Is that they're slowly but surely are going to get a bailout. We're all going to we are all going to the payoff of they're going to pay off their you know they're going to pay um all this stuff like the payoffs and everything else. I'm I'm just like personally I really don't like seeing how these companies have been work I'm these companies who just really don't know how to manage their own money and such, you know? to manage their own, like these corporations and such. And I hope that they sit there and actually figure this stuff out, because again, once again, you have these issues, you have um these layoffs, and yet we still don't have an actual um there's no actual solution, because again, if they don't find this situation, they don't really figure out the solution is you're going to see these more layoffs, you're going to see more games being shut down, and you're going to s- still see there's nothing you can actually um there's not, and there's going to be more cancellations and less games, and I think the gaming as a whole will suffer for it. But that's just my personal opinion. Want to hear what y'all want to say? Um, want to hear what y'all think, thoughts about this? Because I mean, hey, that's what I'm here for. And next story here, we're gonna do something a little bit different, a little more. Oh gosh, this thing here. Oh gosh, this story. The whole story with Wonka and everything else. We will talk about this and everything else. We'll talk about that whole Willy Wonka situation from Glasgow and everything else. So it looks like it's going to be very interesting, because that is a very interesting story, and I can't wait to talk about that. You know, next. Anyway, it's Duke CT here. We'll be right back right after this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Thanks you once again for listening and dealing with me, Dukect T. How y'all doing to this great stuff here? And I'm feeling very, very, feeling very good right now. Feeling blessed, feeling good. By the way, hopefully you're liking the show. Remember, click like if you like it. Hit subscribe, leave a comment, tell me how I'm doing, good, bad, ill, all the good stuff here. Hopefully my audio is a little bit better because everything seems to be looking a little better after the all the other stuff here. It looks like it is, sounding a bit better. Just I plugged it in, and turned it, plugged it all. Unplugged it, and boom, it just came back low. Anyway, let's see. Oh, let's talk about this whole Wonka stuff because it is amazingly crazy. Oh gosh. Let's start here. Let me just share this thing here. Da, 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 da. Here we are. Install. Yeah, who the stuff there? As do you have kids and such here saying you love Wonka, either Rod the Roald Dollar Book or Charlie the Chocolate Factory, all the other stuff here. The event promised a day full of laughter and joy and risk the allure of chocolate. It was kind of the Wonka experience here. This was supposedly a very fun thing. Since Wonka, that music, I haven't seen it yet. Timothy Chalamet looks good in it. Hopefully, watch it when it comes out because it looks like it's fun. A lot of people said it was actually pretty good. I had my doubts, but hey, he pulled it off. I say bravo because honestly, who doesn't? I want to see good movies at the end of the day, and this new story and everything else looks good, and I'm happy for it. I'm so happy. That's good. Anyway, let's talk about this whole walk of this thing here. And it was going to be something huge, all this good stuff. But the event was supposed to be with physical performance, surprises at any turn. And what you got is this. Oh, terrible. Let's see. It can't put words how enchanted I am about the Willy Wonka fiasco. Cops called, kids crying in terror, all in an abandoned warehouse. This is an organic, egotistic horror that we've been missing for years. Pure lust for chaos. No multi-billion dollars can recreate. Oh, they can try. And see, Jenny Fogarty, a local actor who has played, they played hired to play the Oompa Loompa at Willie's at Willie's Chocolate Experience. Says she received a 15-page script the night before the event, along with an Oompa Loompa concert costumes he describes as a sexy version of the character. Oh dear. Mm. Sexy Oompa Loompa. That's it's not a good that's not good look. Not a good look. And you have this I don't know if I can play it because I don't want to get copyrighted and such. You had this, you know, weird monster trying to scare the kids, even though that never really happened. And you had the actor who was hired the event saying, he saw locations and said, "Look, this was sold. Look at this. It's sold. This was supposedly the AI. This supposedly AI images on the website and saying this is gonna be a fun little thing. And then reality comes in. Holy crap, this is reality. And I'm just like, wow. And let's see. The script was 15 pages of AI generated uh, gibberish. A made up villain called the Unknown, an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls. Remember, had no chocolate. Kids were given a single jelly bean and a cup of lemonade. I wonder where was the ball pit. Oh gosh, this is terrible, man. But I feel bad for the kids. They wanted to go to a nice event, and the person here, man, you know, the House of Illuminati, they organized this on Facebook. But they deleted it then. The post that claims refunds are being issued to ticket holders, but no one, yeah, they pocket that money and run. They took the money and run personally, allegedly, but they haven't figured out that people have took the money. It's just it's horrible, man. You know I feel bad for the kids, man. I feel so so bad for for the kids, but jeez, jeez Louise, this is this is like, what is this going on? How did we get to that point of getting to a point where you have this fake ass, like, AI generated stuff, and you know here it is. Yeah, here's the Hollywood Reporter. It's just like right here. It says one of the actors hired to play Willy Wonka at an immersive experience fan event became a viral sensation for all the wrong reasons, according to the article written by James Hibbard. It says the UK fan attraction Willy's Chocolate Experience, which was inspired by Walu Dali's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but now officially tied to the books or movies. So what the heck are you doing? Promised to transport ticket buyers into a fantastical world, and that should have been the key. Should have been the real look. Saying, is this connected to any of the studios or anything else? If it's not connected to any of that stuff, don't take your kids to it. If it's not connected to any of the books or any of the foundation, any of the stuff here, or if it's not connected to any of the major Hollywood stuff, who owns it, don't go. Hmm. Unless it's like a family, actually like a school thing or whatever, don't go to it. And it got bad. Like I said, the police had to call in, and you know, in his the actor Paul Cornell, he said this like the monologue of these mad things. It's called here it is. The bit that got me was where I had to say, "There's a man we don't know his name. We know him as the unknown. This unknown is an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls." He would call. It was terrifying for the kids. Is he an evil man who makes chocolate, or is the chocolate itself evil? That's the question. They didn't know what they're doing. Either case, the event apparently didn't have any chocolate, despite being titled a chocolate experience. We were told to give the kids one jelly bean and a quarter cup of lemonade. No chocolate at the chocolate experience. There was supposed to be a chocolate fountain somewhere, but I never saw it. Cornell was supposed to use a vacuum cleaner at the end of his monologue to suck the evil man out of the factory walls, but the event didn't even have a vacuum cleaner, so he had to practically. Oh my lord! Oh good lord! This is this is sad. This is like, what are you doing? He had to get a vacuum cleaner so he can suck the evil spirit out, but he didn't have the vacuum cleaner. Oh gosh, this story gets getting more and more hilarious. This is something I would see honestly if it's always sunny on Philadelphia and the gang tries to do this. It's like this is something right out of what they would do, like in season 7 or 8 or whatever. This is the perfect rift. I feel like are we living? It seems like we're just living in this weird reality type sitcom world we're living in and such. And the actor ended up playing Wonka for nearly 4 hours straight without a break, while organizers urged him to move the kids through the warehouse faster. I didn't know where I ended and Wonka began. I was losing my mind at that by that point. Eventually, parents got quite upset and the event descended to chaos. Connell decided to quit along with some of the Oompa Loompas. Hopefully, the ones with not the sexy costumes. It says there was an angry mob at the door not being let in. People were shouting. People who put on the event were crying. There were arguments, people running around everywhere. The set has been trashed. It was actually getting quite dangerous for us, but it was heartbreaking to be honest. There were kids in costumes better than ours crying. We as actors brought in the last minute. We just did our best for the kids. And the last funny thing is contract was misspelled on this contract. That is the absolute word, and I feel bad for them, man. They're struggling actors and actresses trying to make things right. They're trying to do the thing so they can get, it's a job. And the main people I look as the organizers, just yeah. And here's the quote here: "The Guardian previously reported the event organizers refunded tickets and apologized for the very stressful and frustrating day, telling customers, unfortunately, last minute, we were let down in many areas of our event and tried our best to continue on and push through. And now we realize we probably should have canceled first thing this morning instead." You think? Look, you did. You looked at all this. Let me just see here. Um, okay, let's see if I can get the pictures up here. Let's look. Share this tab here. Let me see. Look at this. You took a look at this and this and this and this and said, all right, we can do this. Come on, get that. Yeah, we're good. We're good here. We are good to go. Holy crap. What is going on here? What is this? Competence. I would say, like I said, there's a lot of incompetence here. And they should be, at this point, I'm I feel like at this point, the people behind this whole thing should, I think, maybe they took the money and run. They said they did. Some people say they didn't. Unfortunately, last minute, they say that they refunded. But at what point, look at the event organizers. They said they did. Personally, I think they did. I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know what this was. Did they not look at this and say, we should, like I said, you saw the pictures. What type of person would look at this and say, all right, let's do it? I'm like, no, that's pretty stupid. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, ladies and gentlemen? Why are you putting yourself in that situation? Why are you putting this whole mess here? But that's just my personal opinion. Could be wrong. I want to ask what you all think. Because good Lord, this was a complete and utter, this was the a complete shit show, and it is. And I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for everyone involved, the actors. I feel bad for the poor the poor Oompa Loompa woman. I feel bad for her. I feel bad for everybody here, and I hope somewhere, if someone makes a movie about it or a documentary, they get handsomely paid, and their next acting gig, the people who went through the acting stuff and everything else, they get like a nice job doing something, a good job for them. And I hope they get that. That's just my personal thing. I hope that they do. Anyway, that's it for the show. Thank you much for watching. Thank you much for being here. Thank you for sticking with me, Duke CT. We'll be right back next week here. Remember, a couple things. Remember that, well, the AEW's Revolution preview and review will be coming this weekend. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to me, Duke CT. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, all the stuff, and tell all your friends. And remember, make sure you don't fall for any shifty things on Facebook or anything else. Be aware and be wise, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.